Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Beyond the Headlines. This has quickly become one of my favorite series to do because we're talking to the people that are out there making things happen, making it easier for us to thrive with autism. Now, the research is in. If you're helping your kids come out of their world by using art or music or heavy physical activities, those have been proven successful. But there's one other thing you're doing around the house on a daily basis that you can do to involve your kids, to bring them into the reality, and that is cooking. And I am thrilled today to have who I'm going to coin here as the Julia Childs of this element of autism. Autism Hangout, I'd like to have you welcome Mitra Ahani. Welcome, Mitra. Welcome to Autism Hangout.
Thank you, Greg. It's great to be here.
Okay. Now, if you're watching YouTube or if you're looking around the web, you can see bits and pieces of people that are talking about how to cook with kids with autism and in order to bring them out. But you've actually taken this a step further. I know through your background that you have over 10 years experience in working with verbal and nonverbal kids on the spectrum. But apparently you've come across a formula that is not only fun, but it's easy to do, and you can involve kids at any level of the spectrum. And I'm hoping you can tell us a little bit about that.
I was watching my niece in her school program, and she was having a really tough time engaging and being available really to learning. The only thing she used her communication and language for was to request food. I remember watching her in a circle time at about 9 a.m. and the teacher had asked her what song she'd like to sing, and she responded by saying, "I want steak." I thought, okay, wait a second here. So I collaborated with she's in a very progressive school, and we got together to brainstorm how we could get her out of stimming. She was stimming all day, and get her more engaged. And the fabulous curriculum developer said, what about a cooking program? And it was that moment that changed everything. Of course, a cooking program. That makes sense. So it all started right from there.
Okay. Now, you've mentioned that this works for kids at different levels on the spectrum. And a lot of people in our audience have kids that are high functional down to moderate function down to no function. How do you prepare curriculums for kids at every level?
Yes, that's a great question too, Craig. It is not meant necessarily for your child to start from the beginning and go all the way through to the end. For some kids, we start with the last few steps. So perhaps with waffles, they can mix the ingredients and then you pour it in and then they can see that they've helped make this waffle. So it is not about, when you start, it is not about teaching them how to cook. It's more about the engaging part. So they may only engage for the last few steps, which is fine. The next time, maybe they'll engage in the last 3 steps. Again, you want it to be a positive interaction. You want positive emotional memory around it. So you gauge where their level of success is going to be and go from there. So even if it's the last step and they engage with you and they help you mix and pour it in and you guys get to eat a waffle together, that is wonderful. That is success. And the next time you can ask for one more step if they're ready.
Now, you've done a very professional job of not only showing how this operates with a delightful young man by the name of Wyatt, but you've put different recipes online as well. Can you give us the web address and tell us a little bit more about these productions?
Absolutely. You can find us on mywired.com, and on the front page at the bottom you'll see a link for Let's Cook. And we have 5 recipes and outtakes. The recipes are waffles, fruit smoothies, pizzas, and fruit kebabs. And then we have another one for outtakes. All of the recipes we created have visual step-by-step instructions that you can download and use in the kitchen. And they are, we created a range so that you could pick for your child which one is going to be the most motivating. So if you know your child loves Rice Krispie treats, then Rice Krispie treats are the one to start with. Each of the recipes also comes with a gluten, casein-free alternative if your child is on that diet. And a lot of them have steps that are fun. So in making pizza, if your child loves sensory and tactile, you can knead the dough. If your child's not so into sensory or tactile, you can pick another recipe like fruit smoothies where they don't have to do so much touching.
Wow, this is fun. Well, what do you have in mind for the future? What are some of the other things that you're going to be putting up on this site?
We would love to do more things. We would really love to see community outings and showing how we work with kids to be out in community to go grocery shopping for some of the items to do the cooking program. Also want to do things like how to help parents take their kids to the dentist and have social stories and videos about what it's like to go to the dentist, so the kids are more prepared when they go to the dentist or the doctors, which are things we know that the families have trouble with, and the kids have to do it. So we have to figure out a way that makes it easier both for the dentists and the pediatricians out there that need some help in understanding how to work with our kids, but also something for our kids to have to go in and understand what's about to happen.
Okay. Mitra, I am delighted to have had this chance to chat with you, and I'm delighted to see that the things that you're doing out there. If people wanted to get in touch with you, can you give us some contact information?
Sure. They can reach me at Mitra, M-I-T-R-A, at root, R-O-U-T-E, the number 2, language.com. That's root2language.com.
Well, this has been great. I thank you for taking the time to be on Autism Hangout today. I hope we get a chance to talk in the future about other exciting things that you'll be developing.
Thank you so much, Craig. It's been my pleasure. I appreciate all the hard work you're doing out there.
Well, it's so much fun when I run across people like you, because talk about being full of hope. And I do like to refer to you as the Julia Childs of the kids with autism. So thank you, Autism Hangout, for watching today. I'll be back again soon with another installment of Beyond the Headlines.